Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Team Venom Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Rory Bailey, joined by my good buddy and co-host, Connor Franks. Connor, how's it going?
It's going very well, thank you. How are you?
I am radiant, sir, radiant. On our last episode, we talked about some of the stuff that happened, like your trip to Nashville and going to see TNA's Impact tapings. And we were on about how great Joe Hendry is and how great the NXT TNA crossover thing's been so far. So one of the things that we decided to do, which is I don't know why I'm playing coy because again it's the episode title, isn't it? I need to stop. We need to stop building these things up. We're gonna fantasy book TNA versus NXT. That's it. We do have a habit of building this up that it's in the title, isn't it? So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fun times. So do you want to start off with what you'd like to see first out of the whole shebang?
Do we have any parameters on this? Because I was saying that it's like champion v champion, or is it just the matchups we'd want to see?
Matchups we want to see, and we can add the parameter of any former NXT legend that can turn up on the NXT side.
Okay.
Any unsigned former TNA legend can turn up on TNA side
Okay.
because we're in Bound for Glory season. We've had Eric Young come back from the dead because they executed him to write him off TV last time. He
Yeah.
actually got killed by the Deaners, by Cody Deaner. Sorry, not the Deaners, just
Yeah.
one of them. um,
Well, in
yeah,
Eric Young's words about that, he said, "You never actually saw it."
yeah, that's true.
So it's very EastEnders of him. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with straight off the top of my head, Leon Slater from TNA versus Javon Evans from NXT.
yeah,
They are both repulsively good in the ring.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Big Leon Slater fan. Have been since I did a documentary, Blackout Wrestling for
For the
your
Team Venom
channel.
channel, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago, where he was just in a little indie promotion in Leeds, and now he's signed to TNA.
Which I went and saw him get signed to. They signed a
Yeah.
contract on Scott D'Amore's back like
Well,
that. Like they brought him on back.
I was in Nashville, I saw him in a number one contenders match for the X Division title, and I may or may not have seen him in a title match. Results pending. Um,
Oh, nice.
yeah, and he's crazy good. Like I say, I
Yeah,
saw him years ago. I think he was what 19
yeah.
when I interviewed him, which is crazy. And now look where he is. So you're welcome for the rub, kid. Um,
Uh, it's true. We don't call you Mr. Impact for nothing, good sir.
yeah, you're fucking damn right. No, but for such a young guy, he's got an incredible work rate, and I said it to him no longer. Like he's the definition of hard work pays off, and the fact
Yeah,
he's managed to do it in such a short time.
yeah,
Let's be honest, you can you can be great in the ring and you can wrestle for over a decade before you get an actual contract anywhere.
yeah.
So all credit to him. Javon Evans recently had a match with Randy Orton on NXT.
Yeah.
That was he's
It
fucking he's
was
just
really good. Yeah,
he's so good, and I think those two, not with like the main roster parameters that are put in with adverts and shit, just let them have a barn burner and get to watch everything. I think it'd be really good.
yeah. See, one of the things that I'm just going to talk about one of the things that I've liked first. One of the things that I was really genuinely hoping that they do when they started doing these crossovers was have some form of Rascals or slash MSK reunion. And they did
Yeah,
it straight away. They just like, well, you know what, we're getting this out of the way. Here's Trey Miguel. Like, hey, what are you doing here?
yeah,
Like that and everything. And then they had the NXT guy lose and stuff for the first, when they finally turned on each other. And I love that they actually went back to the Rascals and they gave them that thing because the only reason why they haven't remained as a team was contracts and firings and stuff because when they went to because initially all three of them were offered NXT contracts when they were TNA talent years ago, and Trey Miguel
yeah,
stayed with then Impact Wrestling. Trey Miguel stayed there, and The other two went and became MSK and became a really good tag team for NXT, tag team champions and stuff as well. Um, and then there was
Found
went to
himself in a
in
really
some hot
awkward
water and got
position.
released. And went back to TNA and they reformed the Rascals with him and Trey Miguel and Wesley. It worked really well for the timing because Wesley had just lost the North American Championship match, and they did that whole thing of him being all depressed now because he didn't know what to do, and so bringing his old teammates from TNA out to actually just cap off their whole run as a team, I thought was great
Yeah.
because there's never been a final proper ending for the three of them,
No.
and now there has. So great. So I like that. And there's all and with that in mind, the match that I'd love to see more than anything, and we both spoke about this before we started recording. I'm sorry because you've probably got thoughts on this as well. Would be Ethan Page versus Josh Alexander
Yeah.
because I know they got their feud ending thing, but it was during lockdown when they got next to no one in the crowd and
Yeah.
stuff when Ethan Page left. And I
Plus,
think they
it's not a common occurrence. One, for two companies to have a decent relationship like this, and
yeah
two, if they did, even if they just did this as like a Worlds Collide thing, right? Um, to have two former tag champs, the longest reigning tag champs in TNA history, if I,
yeah
my memory serves me correct,
yeah, or at
in
least they
these,
were when they were tag champs. I don't know if anyone's
yeah,
beat it since that point, but
in this situation, one in each company, both at a very similar level in
yeah,
their own company. Like Ethan Page only just lost the NXT title. Josh Alexander is very much up there of
he's a
I'm
two-time DNA champion now, and
longest. He is the longest reigning
he's the
TNA champion.
shortest and the longest reigning champion, which is amazing. They've
Yeah,
got both in there.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
no, I think that match would be phenomenal. The only thing I'd have about that is that while I was there, Josh Alexander formed a new stable
yeah.
called Northern Armory
Oh, nice.
with a guy called Travis and another guy who always has his bare feet out. It made everyone really uncomfortable. Um,
Apart from Quentin Tarantino,
yeah,
who was
yeah,
calling
yeah.
P Diddy up for some baby oil.
um, hmm. So it's
Diddy, it's
like,
your cousin Quentin. I've got that new sound.
so then it's, I
Go
would
back,
ask
Bobby. Sorry.
if we've got those two making an appearance, like a run-in,
Yeah,
like ref bump, which two people from NXT make a run-in to take those guys away?
yeah. You know what I'd like to see? I have no idea who they do it with, but what I'd like to see them is a brief reunion. Maybe give them the NXT Tag Team Championships
That would be
very
cool.
briefly, and then have
NXT and TNA.
yeah, yeah,
Have them be double strapped.
or it's the thing of Josh Alexander uses Ethan Page to get those NXT championships, and then his team fuck him up afterwards.
Yeah,
Ethan Page becomes face in the process because the crowd want to champ for Ethan Page. That's he's a cool heel at the moment, much like
yeah,
Eli Drake when he went to SmackDown, and they were like,
yeah.
right, it's a bad guy, but everyone loves him. Ethan Page is very much in that boat at the moment, and then yeah, that would be the ideal way to turn him face. His TNA buddy came over, won the tag team titles with him, and then his faction screwed him. Great, do that.
I mean, a good way to do you know what a good way to do that would be have them win the titles,
And
and then
immediately mess him up.
no, the next week on NXT or TNA, whichever's after,
Yeah.
those two come out with the belts, and then Josh Alexander's other cronies come out like, oh, so you've already turned on us, you're already with this guy, blah blah. They
Oh, and
challenge
they
them. They challenge
yeah
them
they
for a
teased
tag.
that shit. Yes.
They challenge them for for the title match, and when it comes to it, the match starts. They lock up like it's Josh Alexander one the other. They put him down. They pin him, and he just sits up, points at Ethan, and laughs.
Yeah.
It's
Or
like,
which would also I do like you think or they have Ethan start it off and they get to a point where there's like a 2-on-1 thing. Josh Alexander, I don't know, fakes an injury or whatever. they hold off that and they make it like it's a legit thing for ages, and then just like no, because Josh
Yeah.
Alexander's justification is that they were the North, they were the face of the Impact Tag Division because it was Impact at the time. They were the guys that every team was working with, and Ethan Page left to go to AEW. He left for more money. He went for the big money contract elsewhere, which no one can actually fault him for because you would, wouldn't you? But
Oh, of course.
like the thing is, Josh Alexander could then use that as motivation for turning on him.
Yeah,
It sort of writes itself that the actual reason for the turn.
that would be great.
Um, yeah, but I do quite like your idea of Josh Alexander just being a massive dick and go immediate pin.
Mhm. All right, I'm gonna go with ABC from TNA,
Yeah,
Chris Bay and Ace Austin
mhm.
versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would just be a great match.
Yeah,
Um, I also want to see Obafemi in a
yeah,
Monsters Ball match against PCO.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because you could
And
have
you know what they could
Obafemi
do?
doing his big man thing, and then PCO just no sells it for like 10 minutes.
Do you know if we go full fantasy booking
Yeah,
and they have that Monsters Ball match and fucking Abyss comes out because he's on a
Abyss
WWE contract?
would be fucking incredible. Honestly, the fact we didn't get Abyss in WWE hurts my soul.
But on that fucking Mr. McMahon thing on Netflix, there's a bit it shows him walking through a gorilla position and he's like patting Joseph Parks on the arm and stuff. You're like, no,
God.
it's just
The thing
upset.
is, if Prime like even like 2010 Abyss
Yeah,
went to WWE, Vince would have been fucking salivating.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, can you imagine that they do that Monsters Ball, like Abyss comes out and wrecks them both, and then we get
The
some form
lights
of
go
triple
out.
threat.
The lights go out. Come back on. Judas Messias.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be so good. Yeah. But the thing is, the amount of TNA guys that are on the WWE roster, ex TNA guys that are on there. You've got AJ Styles, you've got Robert Roode, you've got Petey Williams works backstage.
Yeah.
I think Sonjay Dutt's in AEW,
Sunch.
isn't he? Or is he back in WWE?
I don't know.
Because at one point he was in AEW with Jeff Jarrett's team, I think.
Yeah. I think he might still be there.
Okay. But like, what's his name? Oh, bloody announcer. Jeremy Borash. He works backstage for NXT.
Yeah, yeah.
Rockstar Spud is an NXT producer.
I know. It makes me happy. He's got work.
He's so good
Uh,
at it. That.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like all those guys, if they imagine if they all go, you know what, we're gonna all have like what a one-off WWE match, and they just put all those guys as Team NXT or whatever versus TNA.
Oh, do you know what would be
Or a battle
incredible?
royal.
Well, I mean, a battle royal will be incredible
Rumble,
to make
yeah.
sure a lot of people get it on, like getting there. Who's like a really cocky heel in NXT? Uh, Carmelo Hayes, right? No, no, he's not there, is he?
No.
Who's it?
But we said that any former NXT guy could be included. So yeah, we'll say
All
Carmelo.
right, yeah. Carmelo Hayes comes out, starts running down TNA, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, I'm list NXT accolades. He's like, I'm a legend of NXT. TNA doesn't have legends, and all you hear is no, no, some like banging on a table.
Yeah.
Camera pans out, and Booker T's getting in the ring.
Oh, yeah. And they with the Legends title around his waist still, like when he takes his jacket off.
Yeah, he's never left. He's never.
He's the TNA legend, the first Legends champion. There we
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
he does a full magic Mike, pulls the pants off under there, knee pads, trunks, boots.
that. Yes. Oh, the amount of the thing is the amount of WWE legends that went there over there's so many people they could throw on there. Scott Steiner was in the audience for Bad Blood. He just
I
happily
know.
sat there, which is it's mental that that's like a
We've
thing
got to
now.
that point in life, yeah.
Whereas, yeah, but yeah, I think just because we just touched on it, I think one of the things that I do is is maybe at like, because Bound for Glory is coming up, so we can't really use that, but a Bound for Glory level pay-per-view, build it up to full on WWE versus TNA cross promotion thing. Sorry, NXT versus TNA cross promotion thing, and they have a
The
15
thing
on
is,
15 Royal Rumble match.
the thing is, right, if they keep this relationship,
Yeah,
there's no reason why they couldn't turn Worlds Collide into an annual
yeah.
NXT versus TNA,
Yeah, because
where
it used to be
both,
the NXT versus NXT UK, didn't it? So
that's what I
yeah,
mean. So have it where no one cares, like have conversations like no one cares that, oh, well, year one NXT won four and TNA won three. Year
yeah,
two, TNA won five and NXT only won three. Like it's just have it where the creators, the writers get together and go, these matches would fucking slap, and this show both our talents.
yeah,
Let's make some fucking money.
yeah. So my match idea, some form of Royal Rumble match between the pair of them, because the Royal Rumble format is something TNA hasn't been able to do because of the Royal Rumble
Yeah,
format being
they do
unique to
they
WWE on TV.
they do the 20-man call you shot, don't they?
Yeah, but they do it as a
Just add
full
10 more
on.
people.
Yeah, they do it for all, or they go all out and they do 20. They do 40, 20 on each side. But
Yeah.
WWE side of stuff representing NXT, a lot of the legends and producers and stuff just get in the ring to defend the brand, and you
Mm,
get Petey Williams and maybe Jamie Noble runs in because he had a
that'd
brief
be
spell.
great.
Yeah, just open the doors to a load of them. RVD's back on Raw, not on Raw. He was back in the WWE. He was on SmackDown the other week. Throw RVD on in there for Team WWE, but have a few like plot twists where like have a few swerves where some of the guys that are out there representing WWE turn on the rest of their teammates and help out Team
Mhm.
TNA. That sort of thing. A Royal Rumble match with all that sort of stuff on could work really, really well.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And then if Booker T doesn't want to wrestle, then reunite one of the greatest announcing teams of all time and get Kevin Nash out, Chet Lemon, Black Snow, off they go.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh
Get
my God.
Scott, open it up by having Scott Steiner as the backstage analyst who's talking
Dude,
about
starting a
NXT's
match.
chances of winning.
No, you know what you do?
And you
In
put
the
Bron in there.
Yeah, so in the Rumble, you have Braun wrecking house, and then the sirens go off. Scott comes in, and then later on you have Booker T comes in early and gets eliminated. Comes back
Yeah,
out as Black Snow, and while he's fighting and eliminating people in the Rumble, he's commentating. He's got the mic
yeah.
in hand.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh, these two
Well,
companies need to hire us, man. This is crazy.
well, I mean, TNA hired me once. It just only lasted like less than a day, and it was awful. But I can poke fun at myself for it. It was awful. But yeah, the other side of things, the Motor City Machine Guns are like, by the time this episode comes out, they might have even made their debut because
Well, they
it's
are
been hinted at
debuting.
on SmackDown.
They're debuting next week.
Yeah, it's all but confirmed, isn't it? Like next week at time of recording, anyway. Yeah,
It's going to be the Guns debuting against whatever Legado call themselves when they're not a three.
yeah, Jumberto and
Yeah, Los Garza or
Parza.
whatever they call
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. That should actually be really good. And they did the whole thing of. Did you see the backstage thing on SmackDown? Again, we we've done episodes 2 and 3 back to back for anyone that's listening and is getting confused by our frame of reference being off. So episode 2 would have been taped on the week that it came out. Episode 3 has been pre-taped because at the time of it coming out, I'm going to be in another country myself, much like yourself for the Spawn Killed My Opinion podcast that you run. Um,
Yeah.
so we've done back to backs to make sure that the episodes still continue in a weekly manner. So at the time of recording, the last SmackDown saw DIY and Street Profits chatting to Nick Aldis trying to get another tag title shot. And he's like, "Yeah, you're both out, and we've got a new tag team coming up." And like you say, there's the Chumberto stuff, and they're facing a new mystery tag team. And he's basically saying that. And there was the bit the other week where it was there was the coming soon vignettes that started
Yeah,
started
well, I
appearing.
I watched for the past 2 weeks, I watched Raw, SmackDown, NXT live because I was in America, so I could watch it at like 7 p.m. It was
Normal
amazing.
time, yeah.
It was amazing. And the vignette for the guns
It's blatantly
was,
the guns.
well, it was literally a bird's eye view of fucking Michigan.
Yeah.
And it literally popped up. You could, if you pause it right before it says next week or coming soon or whatever, it literally in white spray paint says MCMG.
Ah, okay, I didn't notice that. But then
Yeah, yeah.
watch this
It's
particular
literally,
part. I got, yeah,
but even still, it's like half a second. I literally paused it and I like went back frame by frame because I was like, what did that say? And it literally MCMG.
nice. So yeah, if we're doing an NXT versus TNA thing, they've got to be involved somehow. And I think as well, Gallows and Anderson are classed as part of the NXT roster now, aren't they? They got
Yeah.
drafted from SmackDown to NXT earlier this year.
What if we get a weird twist, right? Representing WWE, Motor City Machine Guns,
yeah,
versus representing TNA, the Hardys.
that'd be amazing.
Because like on paper, you're like, that should be flipped. Like I know
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
are now, but no, because it's just like it's where we are in wrestling.
But
Boom,
you have it
Hardys
where,
team.
and they're both champions. Hardy's the TNA tag champs. Motor City
Yeah,
Machine Guns WWE tag champs.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
How
amazing.
how amazing, by the way, would MCMG look with the SmackDown tag titles that look like the old
Very,
tag ones?
yeah,
Like
very.
I don't know
I mean,
what's happening
SmackDown.
with the Raw tag scene. There's been Finn and JD have been tag champs for 100 days and they've defended the titles once.
Yeah.
Very Brock Lesnar. So I don't know what's happening there, but yeah, I feel like that needs to happen. And also, you've got to have like Jordan Grace.
yeah.
Who would I want to see her square up with? Because like the obvious answer is Roxanne Perez. She's the current champ,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think of like who would I want to see just straight up fucking Jordan Grace versus Julia.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah, I just want barn burners. I don't care about who wins. I don't care about which. You remember the old Survivor Series, like brand
Yeah.
supremacy. Don't give a fuck which company comes out on top that night.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want
Just want to see some good
fantasy.
matches.
I want to see fantasy booking barn burners. I want to see
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking awesome moments.
We're at the position where we could actually see on NXT versus TNA if they did it. They had all the tools at their disposal to put like the proper Bullet Club on there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you've got the Tongans on SmackDown as the tag champs at the moment from the Bullet Club. Put them against ABC. You've
yeah,
got Bullet Club Classic versus the only remnants of Bullet Club out there because Bay and Ace Austin are members of the Bullet Club. They're like the last remaining members of it properly. From a random TNA crossover thing where they had them they had Jay White induct them into the Bullet Club and stuff as well, and so have the Tongans smash them up for oh no, fans can't see that I'm doing air quotes for ruining the Bullet Club's reputation, even though they're tag champs.
the
But
Bubble
then
Club.
they go next level. They've got Gallows and Anderson. Gallows and Anderson get involved. You've got Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Get them involved. They've got Cody Rhodes,
Yeah,
who was in the Bullet Club at one point. Get him involved. Just throw them all together. Just have some form of thing that makes WWE go to like. It would be basically it would be a massive fuck you to AEW, wouldn't it? You've got
you
your
know.
Golden Elite. Fuck it, we've got all these here.
What I would tell you what else I want to see. They haven't debuted yet, and it's still rumors, but we're dealing in hypotheticals anyway.
yeah,
I don't want to see
Lucha
the
Bros.
Lucha. No, no, I don't want to see
No,
the Lucha Bros. I just want to see. Uh, oh shit!
Pentagon.
What's the
Ray
no? What's the
Phoenix
dude? Shut the fuck up. What's the Luchador's name from TNA?
from TNA.
Yes. Um,
Oh,
is it
I'm
Kid something?
completely drawing a blank, man.
Yeah, me too. I've watched him fucking wrestle twice. It's called. Is it Kid Icarus? That sounds right. That might not be
That
right.
might be right.
Uh, is it right? Could be right. Might not be right.
Pretty sure there. Yeah, yeah.
Laredo Kid.
Laredo Kid, of course.
Yes. Fucking mind went blank. I want to see Laredo Kid versus Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Again, no reason other than a barn burner.
Yeah,
How I mentioned Obafemi versus PCO. Scrap that. Something else
yeah,
has come to my head, right? Let's have like a 5-on-5 traditional match.
All Survivor Series style. Yeah.
Yeah. PCO, Rhino, Matt Cardona, throw him in there. Uh, let's do Kushida
Yeah.
and Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Versus anyone, whatever. I want to see Obafemi versus Moose.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just
You know,
meaty men.
slapping me.
Just meaty men slapping meat.
So, oh, man, you know what? I just thought of something while you were going through that, and now it's lost me. Oh yeah, Ziggler. They should make a bigger deal of Ziggler than they have been for in NXT. I mean, like because the last titles he won in WWE were the NXT. It was the NXT Championship.
Yeah,
He went from NXT champion to TNA champion. So if they
yeah.
do an NXT versus TNA full on angle where it's all out war, let's say it's all out war, have Ziggler super kick Shawn Michaels.
Oh my God.
Just while Shawn's talking to someone, Ziggler super kicks him, demand, and then you have to have Shawn Michaels go to TNA to get that
Yeah.
to find out why, because Ziggler just refuses to go to NXT, and
What
it's
if
literally
the scene when Nemeth kicks Sean, he goes up to him backstage, he goes, "Hey," Sean goes, "What's the ear thing up?" What? Super kick. I just kicked Sean. And Sean Spears is in the
I was
background
just
like,
gonna say
bro.
he's talking to Shawn Spears at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Sean's just like, dude. Oh,
Yes, I want that
Sean's
to
just
happen.
stood, yeah. Sean's just stood in the background looking, but if you zoom in, he's got a name tag saying, "Hello, my name is Stan."
No, that would be amazing. I think that has to happen. So,
I
for say
think
we've said we were fantasy booking it, it has just turned into it. We haven't actually got a fully structured card or show. It's just loads of random ideas that we're throwing around, and they all sound great.
okay, it starts off with the 5-on-5.
Yeah,
It then transitions to Leon Slater versus Javon Evans because I feel like after a 5-on-5 you need a fast-paced match.
yeah. Then Julia versus Jordan Grace.
Then Julia versus Jordan Grace, and then we get the Battle Royal.
Yeah,
Because I'd
okay,
put it as a Battle Royal, not as a Rumble.
yeah.
I'd
But
have it.
before that, you get Ethan Page versus Josh Alexander. That has to happen as part of it as well.
Oh yeah, that would actually. Yeah, Ethan Page, Josh Alexander. Then we get the Battle Royal where everyone can have a breather and just
Yeah,
enjoy. Then we get Moose versus Obafemi. Then we
and
get the
then
Guns versus the Hardys.
yeah, and then
Um,
would you do TNA champion versus NXT champion?
yeah, that'd have to be the main event. Yeah. So
And would you do it as Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry?
yes,
Yeah,
I feel like you have to. Because I feel like it's got to be the result, right?
yeah, yeah.
It's gonna feel
And
really, really strange if, after everything, unless I guess they because Nick Nemeth in TNA is such a tweener.
yeah,
Like he's definitely not full heel. He's like if there was a pie chart, he'd be more face, but he's not full. So it's
yeah,
like, are they gonna? Is there a faction coming managed by
JBL.
JBL?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like, is that gonna be a thing? Because I wouldn't be surprised if you know JBL, Nick Nemeth, Cardona. Everywhere he seems to go, he seems to be going to former where like
yeah.
in
Former
involving
WWE guys.
matches. Yeah. So I don't know.
It would be cool.
It would.
You had JBL's team versus Shawn Michaels' team. You
Oh,
have JBL at ringside, Shawn Michaels at
yeah.
ringside. They do it like a foot. Oh man, we should have put that in there somewhere. And the
But
Bullet Club thing that
I,
was on about
I
that happens in the Battle Royal because fuck it, we
yeah.
doesn't need to take
Thing
away a
is
match.
though, I don't understand the JBL thing because he's still under contract with WWE.
Yeah, yeah.
So I understand like you've got fucking Finn Balor and JD McDonough doing some random indie show in
They're doing
uh
GCW, aren't they? I think or
no,
something.
no,
No.
they're on. I can't remember what I've never heard the company before, but they're doing that. It's an anniversary show for that company. It's literally their champs versus those two. And
Yeah.
I know obviously you've had like GCW, Bloodsport, and all that stuff. They're all going everywhere,
Yeah.
which is good. I like to see that. But the JBL thing, I don't know. I don't understand. I'm
No. And
intrigued.
it's got to be leading to something. But I like the
Yeah,
fact that it's not acknowledged on WWE TV. JBL's
yeah.
out there hyping up a WWE faction without any of them being on WWE TV, and that's awesome. And the fact is, because everyone knows he's still signed to WWE, and if anyone Googles it, it's JBL signed to WWE.
Yeah.
Great.
I've
But you
Googled
know,
it so much because every time I see it appear somewhere, I'm like, how?
yeah, yeah. Do you know what the cool thing about that whole thing to me is? Well, about the whole NXT TNA relationship, JBL doing that. I swear that it's like Triple H basically going, yeah, if I was booking the invasion, this is how I would have done it. Or
Yeah,
if I was booking like an NWO style stable, this is how I'd do it. And do you know what I mean? It's like Triple H going, I'm going to show, I'm going to return to some classic booking ideas, but show how I do it better. And
yeah.
actually has done it better. The TNA invasion of NXT has been amazingly good so far because it's not been
It's
a full
not.
scale one. It's like
It's not been anything, is it really? Like an invasion. The few have appeared,
no,
but it says a lot that a few have appeared and had some good matches. It's already better than the entire angle of the invasion.
yeah, I know that's the thing, and it's like
It's when Chronic appear in TNA shirts that you need to worry.
yeah, uh, but yeah, do you reckon we get? Oh, imagine if they get Gunter out for an NXT anniversary show, and fucking Santino comes out mistaking him for Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah.
You a son of my gun. It's good to see you, Kozlov.
Do you know how happy it made me at them TNA tapings? I won't say who or in what scenario, but I got to witness Santino Marella hitting the Cobra.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Right.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Fun times.
we can do this for hours.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for watching, listening, however you're doing it. I know that if you're watching this via YouTube, you're technically listening because it's a static image, but you're still watching your screen because people get addicted to that shit. But thank you for watching, listening. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Leave us some comments. Um, I know last episode I mentioned that someone had left us some comments on the first episode, which they had, and some of the clips from the first episode. Shout out to whatever that guy was, and shout out to whatever his comments was. We were going to review them on here. We have not. I can't remember any of them. Other than they was just pretty much agreeing with us. So,
Which is
cheers,
always the best
random
thing to
dude. So, yeah, and thank you to you, Connor. And yeah, that's about all we've got time for, like you say. If you've enjoyed our wonderful banter, you can check out us talking about video games, which we do an awful lot. I think we've recorded, what, 10 episodes of that show?
do. Yes, possibly even 11.
Possibly even 11, over on Spotify and other podcast platforms. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, chances are you'll be able to pick that up on there because we both use the same distributor. So just check out You Spawn
Because it
Kill
makes
My
life
Opinion.
easier.
Yeah, yeah. Search for You Spawn Kill My Opinion, and you'll hear Connor presenting a video game podcast featuring yours truly. So
Yeah, we have three at the time of recording. Three episodes are up. Topics include remasters that we want to see.
yeah.
What movies should have video games like, back in the old days of like PS2 or PS3, when every movie that came out had an official game of the movie.
Yeah.
And we've also got a worst sequels we've ever played because sometimes we want to be negative.
And if you listen to episode 2 of this and enjoyed me moaning about AEW, you should hear me moan about most Final Fantasy games over there, apart from 7.
Every
7 is
Final
a
Fantasy
masterpiece.
apart from 7.
And
I'm
10,
pretty sure
10 was all right.
I'm
A
pretty
big
sure
10
you
up.
even shat on the remaster of 7.
I did.
Like nothing except the original is safe for me.
Yeah, yeah. So peace out. I'm gonna go and play some Crisis Core.
I'm gonna play some Dino Crisis because it's been added to PS Plus.
Yeah, man.